with this state visit by our guest, President Frank Walter Stenmeier. We must recall, Your Excellencies, that this is the third visit at the level of heads of state between Nigeria and Germany since President Bola Ahmed Tinubu assumed office on May 29, 2023. Recall also that the German Chancellor, Olaf Scholz, was in Nigeria in October 2023, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of Nigeria was in Berlin a month later, in November, to attend the G20 Compact with Africa, CWA conference. Your Excellencies, the regularity of these visits underscore the warmth and friendliness of several decades between both countries. And every rung of that historic ladder has been evidentially elevating, consolidating, and mutually beneficial to both nations. Over the years, the robust bilateral relations and shared interest has been translated into the presence of very active institutions like the Goethe Institute in Lagos, established in 1962, after it was founded in 1955. The German Development Agency, known as the German International Cooperation Society, GIZ, which has been functional in Nigeria for more than 50 years, since 1974. And most remarkably, the Nigerian-German Chamber of Commerce, which was created in 1986 to foster trade, investment, and economic partnership. In 2011, the German Binational Commission was also established to promote cooperation in culture, migration issues, energy, and business. It is of high interest that in 2019, the Nigerian government signed a deal with German energy company Siemens to generate 25,000 megawatts of electricity to the national grid. In terms of investment portfolio, there are no fewer than 90 German companies operating in Nigeria with over 17,000 jobs directly. Trade volume between Nigeria and Germany was valued at 3 billion euros last year, 2023. In sports, particularly football, the German national team remains an inspiration to Nigeria's Super Eagles. With 4 FIFA World Cups and FIFA Women's World Cup to boot, it is on record that out of the 20 foreign managers for Nigeria's Super Eagles, 5 of them have been Germans in the last 4 decades. Such is the robustness of the relationship between these two countries. Today's visit amplifies this and offers a new opportunity for consolidation. Your Excellencies, it is now my honor and privilege to invite the President of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to give his opening remarks. Thank you.
Great honor and privilege to say welcome once again to Nigeria, your very home country, as you have been experienced public officer in this continent. You are no stranger. Nigerian people. Your visit represents a significant milestone. I must say thank you very much for warm welcome and reception accorded me while I was in Germany, and the visit to your person. We need each other. You emphasize this in our discussion. Nigeria is going through a very transformative period. trying to align with best governance strategy across the world. We are realigning with best practices in good governance. We like the relationship with our friend and partner in Germany. They are well industrialized, and you are renowned for building, sustainable economy. And you have a good lesson in democracy, alignment and realignment. We've seen that among the political parties in Germany, what you've represented. I will say again that Nigeria is ready and open for business. I must introduce to you members of our cabinet, and starting from the Foreign Affairs Ministry. I believe you should start your introduction.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, my name is Baraka Odumegwu, Nigeria's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellencies, and the delegation. My name is Femi Baja Biamila, the Chief of Staff to the Mr. President.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Wale Edun, Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy. Thank you.
Economy.
The economy, yes, sir. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you, Your Excellencies. My name is Honorable Perikbo, Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas. Thank you.
Good morning, Your Excellencies. Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Trade and Investment.
Good morning, Your Excellency. My name is Dr. Olubumi Tunjiojo, Minister of Interior.
Your Excellencies, good morning. My name is Adebayo Adelabu, the Minister of Power.
Good morning, Your Excellencies. My name is Dele Alake, Minister of Solid Minerals Development. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That is the representation of the team, and we'll continue to strengthen the relationship. Like you mentioned on the capacity to help Nigeria in the energy sector, which you've long been doing, and the alternative energy source that you are capable of giving to this country. We have the sun, you have the technology. So I will, from that on,
perfect partners.
Continue to promote the partnership in every way that we should. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for those opening remarks. It's my honor, pleasure to invite President Frank Walter Stenmeier for his opening remarks. A response.
Mr. President, dear members of the Nigerian delegation, it's good to be back in Nigeria. This is my third visit in your beautiful country, and having been here something between 15 and 20 years ago, I was really able to witness the development of your country. And really encouraging, Mr. President, are your ideas for reforms, for domestic reforms, for economic reforms, which will boost the country to another level. I'm quite sure of that. And I'm looking back. Our last meeting in Berlin in 2023. And I know you will not stop your reform policy here in Nigeria. You will continue, and Germany will support you on this way. It's not easy. Experience in Germany years ago when Germany was in a deep economic crisis. You need a lot of courage and perseverance, but at the end it will be to the benefit of your country. You know that, and you're working in this direction, so be sure. I myself, everybody in German politics is following your courageous steps with great interest and with support. For different reasons. Some of them were mentioned in the beginning in the opening remarks. Nigeria is a key partner in Africa for us because you have a young and growing society, and years ago we fixed already our partnership, our strategic partnership in new formats, and it's quite extraordinary that this binational commission, which was founded years ago, is not only still working, but it's a format, a very special feature in bilateral relations, which is a format in which we are exchanging for the next future. And we were willing to invite you spring next year for the next meeting of the So therefore, after that, a new government. So therefore, unfortunately, the invitation cannot be handed over for spring next year, but I hope that it can be postponed to the second half of the year when the new government, a new coalition, has taken over. I'm quite sure that whatever the outcome of the elections is, our policy towards Nigeria will not change. We will stay interested in developing our economic relations. We are far from a situation that we have exploded our potential. There is far more, as you were explaining already, and especially when it comes to energy. The energy partnership was constructed, was founded when fossil energies were still, the main energy resource. And in many countries, that will stay for a while, for the next years and decades. But, this energy partnership is also the place and the platform where we are exchanging about our ideas about the future energy resources, and they will be, and there must be renewable, and in the period after solar and wind energy will, without any doubt, will be hydrogen. And in all these sectors, Nigeria has ideal conditions. So therefore, I'm happy that the energy partnership is still existing and that we are developing it to future energy policies in our both countries. Trade is growing. You were summing up the trade exchange during the last year. You know, around 3 billion. That is something, you know, compared with other African states. But you know, regarding the size of your country, the size of your population, and the conditions in our trade exchange between Germany and Nigeria, I think there is a lot of potential still in it. So therefore, we should resume the figures, but we should be engaged to develop it to further levels in the future. Economy will play a big role in our bilateral relation also in the next years. Therefore, I have invited a German business delegation to come with me, to accompany me to Nigeria. Mixed, you know, from representatives from bigger companies, well-known worldwide, active companies like Siemens on the one side. Siemens, you were explaining, that is very engaged here in Nigeria. With a big range to some other companies which are not yet well known, smaller companies, family-owned companies, but you know, very specialized on certain sectors and very successful on the international markets. So therefore, I'm happy to introduce the German delegation to you and to the members of your cabinet very soon. We have a broad range of issues which we are discussing, and we are limiting ourselves to economy and to business. Cultural exchange, exchange in education, cultural exchange, you know, one big issue, a discussion between our two countries in the last years, where the fate and the future of the Benin bronzes, they have been returned, a significant number now, and Germany was happy to co-finance a museum where these Benin bronzes and other.
Where is the snow?
Snow? You know there's no for goodness sake, I'm confused.
Okay, so now we will be rejoining our crew at the State House for a joint briefing by President Bola Tinubu and the visiting German President Frank-Walter Stenmeier. We will come back to the Medley Show shortly.
The German President, even though he has postponed my invitation to Germany with an election coming up, I'm still looking forward to being with you. It is a very good bilateral discussion that we've had since. And my last visit to Germany was very, very rewarding for all. I could see from our previous meeting to the earlier meeting today that our businessmen and policymakers are very anxious to do business with Germany. Mine is to continue to give you assurances that our business doors are open and our reforms are working very well, being business friendly. That's what we have discussed. We plan to strengthen the relationship and build partnership that is fulfilling and rewarding to the two countries. People to people relationship and government-to-government facilitation of opportunity and prosperity. That is what we have discussed. Thank you very much.
Vielen Dank, Herr Präsident. Vielen Dank für Ihre freundliche Einladung. Wir sind gern gekommen und für mich darf ich sagen, ich bin gern zurückgekommen. Das ist mein dritter Besuch in Nigeria. Zu früheren Zeiten noch in anderer Funktion als deutscher Außenminister. Jetzt zum ersten Mal bin ich Gast bei Ihnen als Präsident und bin sehr dankbar für die Zeit, die Sie uns für politische Gespräche mit den Vertretern und Vertreterinnen der mich begleitenden deutschen Business-Delegation zu reden. Wir hatten heute Morgen Gelegenheit, mit großen Teilen Ihres Kabinetts über den Stand der politischen Beziehungen miteinander zu sprechen.
They entertain close ties and contacts with Germany, and a testament to the density of relations, as we've seen in the past. Number of visits, high-level visits that have taken place. And in this context, Mr. President, your visit last year to Germany within the framework of the Compact with Africa, I fondly recall this meeting and your visit to Berlin, because during this meeting, took a lot of time to talk about your projects, the reform efforts you want to undertake in your own country. And 1 year later, after meeting in Berlin, we're now traveled to Nigeria and take note of the fact many of the reform efforts are well underway. And from our meetings with the representatives of the German business community, you heard that this is noticed in Germany. German business, the German business community is seeing this as an improvement of investment relations, and it is perceived as such. And this is why I said we're happy that Nigeria is Germany's second largest trading partner in sub-Saharan Africa, but there is great potential, even greater potential. There's greater opportunities, and we want to tap into this potential in the coming years. So I'm happy and grateful that we took a lot of time to engage with one another. We promised each other that we both, with our opportunities, and the governments on both sides will do everything in our power to promote political and cultural ties, and also promote and intensify people-to-people contacts. In our meeting with you and the cabinet, I said, well, the many students are wonderful they become interlocutors for German companies, German cultural institutions in your country. So we're both interested in these people who can build bridges, and I hope that people and the young people in your country will remain interested in Germany. Bilateral relations aside, we talked about the situation after Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso announced that they would leave the institution, that you try to contain the negative impacts of this, and you put in all your diplomatic efforts to stabilize regional cooperation and preserve regional cooperation, which is so important. We, Germany, are also members of a regional organization, the European Union. We know about the importance of regional cooperation, not just for business, for the economy, but also when it comes to preserving political stability. Thank you so much for your stability. Thank you for everything you're doing for your country and regional cooperation here in West Africa. Thank you so much.
We'll be taking, thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be taking 4 questions in very quick succession, and we'll have Larry Childs and Stephen of Punch, and also from the German side we have Rich Stockholm, and also everything. We'll start.
Energy on the issue of Siemens to try and help our energy transition and all. We'd like to know what the latest on that and how soon we can begin to see some of the effects. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Your Excellencies. My name is Stephen Abuja. I write for the Punch newspapers. We understand that Germany has considerable interest in Nigeria's natural gas resources, especially in light of Europe's effort to diversify energy sources. Could you tell us any specific agreements or frameworks established during this visit to enhance energy cooperation between the two countries and how these align with Nigeria's economic development plans? Thank you very much.
We'll take responses to these 2 questions from the 2 presidents. Thank you.
Well, let me first of all mention the opportunity that is derivable and the benefit derivable from the energy collaboration. We build a relationship on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. Germany has de-risked the investment opportunity in energy to really help Nigeria. And I commend Germany for that effort. And we have untied all bureaucracies, maybe except one item that is remaining in the area of sustainable resources, while we equally promoting the possibility of alternative source of energy. We proud ourselves in the largest producer of gas in the country. What we need to do have been discussed, and we need to strengthen the partnership for utilization of LNG as a source of supply and promotion of additional incremental value in business opportunity for Nigeria and Germany. We've discussed that and we're working on that. In the area of power, electricity, they are on the ground. The Siemens Energy is working very hard. It's promoting the partnership unhindered. Nigeria being a nation in a hurry, we responses. But don't forget various transmission lines. It's over 50, 60 years old. The snags are what we are trying to improve and reduce the possibility of problems. We are doing that. We are trying equally. I've signed some a reform that decentralize the power distribution and generation in the country. The states and various subsectors subnationals can generate their own power and distribute right now. They're working on all of that. We have German businessmen who are promoting alternative source of energy, and they are here. We have the sun. They have the technology. I think we can utilize that one. For rural, there's the various dams that are not, effective right now. We will show you that we are going to put that one into use. Economic growth of our country. Thank you.
Allow me to add to what the President just said, a couple of sentences here. We have extraordinarily close ties. We have extraordinarily close ties to Nigeria, which can be seen in various formats. As far as political coordination is concerned, we have a binational commission, and we coordinate regularly on what's happening in our region and what's happening in West Africa, and promote joint policies and how to intensify bilateral relations. And second, and this is also what our close partnership is all about as well, we have a very long-standing energy partnership with Nigeria, and we have initiated a counseling body in which we coordinate ourselves about the future development of energy markets and talk about necessities that arise from climate protection, and we coordinate closely. And this is why our energy partnership never was only limited to oil and gas. Of course, the competent ministries will still discuss that, but this energy partnership was always set out to integrate the next generation of energy partnership. In the past years, we talked about solar and wind, but the President also said it's obvious when it comes to solar energy, the conditions here in Nigeria, thanks to the sun in Nigeria, there's a lot of sun in Nigeria, and Germany has the necessary technology. So this makes us perfect partners, and also when it comes to wind energy. But third, let's also think about the next generation. And this morning we talked at great length about the next generation, and I'm referring to the production of hydrogen. And here in Nigeria also have conducive conditions, and Germany can benefit from those conditions. The German side provides technology, and you have conducive conditions in Nigeria and the region. As far as the cooperation is concerned, when it comes to improving electricity supply, two things are relevant, because since you mentioned this, on the one hand, grid stability needs to be improved, and you mentioned this in your question. Siemens is active in the country for quite some time, but of course, energy supply needs to be improved in areas where there is no good supply. So independent supply will be important, and we talked about this, and members of my German business delegation dedicated to this topic is on board as well.
Ulrich Steinkohl, Deutsche Presseagentur.
Ulrich Steinkohl, German Press Agency. Mr. President Tinubu, you said your country was very business friendly. What does your country have to offer to German companies? What makes your country attractive to German investments? And Federal President, which conditions need to be met to bring more German investment to Nigeria? Thank you very much. The German Minister for Development Cooperation, Svenja Schulze, opened an advisory center for migration in February to inform about job opportunities, but also the risks of illegal migration. Could you elaborate on
that we help establish private businesses. That one I can assure. We've cut down our bureaucracy. We have a reform in the foreign exchange market that is very, very active. We've aligned in our petroleum industry with, world standard practice of production and consumption. What we have to offer, we have brilliant youth population that is very energetic and ready to learn. We have the population that is market friendly. We have industrial plan that is anxious for establishment of assembly plants. We equally have solid mineral on the immense proportion that we can harness to attract German businesses and partner, for progress. To me, we can tap on the opportunity for effective legal migration. Germany has been noted for training of our youth population. We need additional strengthening of youth and skill development program that will help energize our economy. That's about. And we've discussed that extensively today. Thank you very much.
Well, it took us 6.5 hours on the plane to come here in Nigeria and take note of the fact that we have similar topics when talking about reforming our bureaucracy. It's not just a topic in Germany, but the president indicated as well, doing away red tape is a topic in Nigeria as well. In order to create opportunities for foreign investors and to make them more transparent and easier, and you embarked on a path of reforms. Some things are not only interesting for foreign investors and companies, but when I think of fighting corruption, then of course it's also important for the people at home and companies in Nigeria. And third, and I said this in my preliminary remarks, the members of the German business community took note of the fact that reforms are underway that make investment climate more conducive. All three aspects together are things that make us look optimistic into the future of the German-Nigerian relations.
Tinubu of Nigeria and President Frank Stenmeier of Germany for your detailed responses to these questions. Thank you very much. We shall now proceed